Funeka, maybe it's not immediately apparent, but Funeka's a little more hesitant than he was in the first fight to close the distance. So you see some of these jabs just hitting air because Funeka's not always stepping in behind it. And that gives Guzman the kind of space he needs for those escape routes.
Good right hand by Guzman. He's throwing that right hand, and he's getting good results from it.
Well, Guzman and his new trainer, Lee Beard, told us yesterday, just looking at the tape of the last fight, how flat-footed Guzman was and the lack of movement. And you're seeing a lot more movement here tonight.
Open down, make it open down. Stop. Step out. Let's go.
Alex, if you had a guy moving as much as Guzman and Funeka, what do you do to sort of stop it?
Well, body punches always help, but Guzman, I would really be throwing my punches at his chest because he moves so well with his head. I would be afraid to miss punches, and Funega's missing a lot of good punches in there, and somebody should tell him to throw at Guzman's chest.
Funeka landed a good left hand that time. Left hand got inside by Funeka.
Good combination punching by Funeka right there.
There's the bell to end round number 9. Well, there was a clash of heads in the 9th round. Take a look right here. The heads come together. And then Guzman sort of steps away, and it's like, wow, I got headbutted there. Accidental clash, and Robert Byrd said, fight on.
It looked like the other way around.
Relax. Okay. 3 more rounds. Okay? Guzman is just swinging. He's not really placing his punches. Just like make him miss and then come back. Guzman, make him miss then come back. Okay? Don't go lazy behind the defense, okay? Don't listen.
Hay que ganar los últimos. Basic boxing, man. Please, come on, man. Come on, please. Yeah, Tala, that's not bad. Yeah, let's move. Papa, and then I move. Papa, be careful. Come on.
Make him miss.
Much more relaxed. Joan Guzman, a bit tentative. Funeka as they begin round number 10. Let's check in with an unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob. 5 rounds to 4, 86-84, Joan Guzman. Bob, there's no question that a couple of those rounds were very, very close. I thought Ali Funeka did enough to pull out round 7 and 8, but in round 9, Guzman landed really good shots and Funeka didn't. And Joan Guzman, he doesn't throw a lot of combinations, but when he lands that right hand, it's really powerful, does a lot of damage. I mean, normally judge doesn't score for a guy that's running, and Guzman's doing a lot of running. There's no question, he's backing up right there. Funega's the aggressor, but I don't think Funega's getting much credit for effective aggressiveness if Guzman keeps catching him with that right hand. 5-4, Guzman.
So would you say, Harold, that there could be like 3 rounds in there, that could be these swing rounds, depending on how the judges saw it, that could tilt it one way or the other?
Oh yeah, absolutely, Bob, no question. And I think that one point that Guzman got the extra point for the knockdown is going to weigh heavily in the fight.
I think this is a difficult fight to score because, as you mentioned, Bob, there are these rounds where Guzman does the big showy stuff and does land big effective punches that have you can see they shake Funeka. But then Funeka just kind of quietly puts in the work and has these stretches where he's the one landing the effective shots.
Stop!
I think it looks bad when Funeka throws punches and misses, and then Guzman's able to come back. I think, some judges may look at that as bad, although he's doing some good work in there. But he throws a lot of punches, but he's missing a lot as well.
I thought some corner work was telling in this previous round, also the minute between the round, when Funeka's corner, you hear one voice saying, come on, you have to pick up the pace, and another voice saying you got to be careful because Guzman has shown the power to hurt him.
Well, this is the type of fight where, you can't be too careful. You got to take chances out there. Just make sure your defense is intact.
Only Funeka could win the title here in the lightweight division because Guzman came in 9 pounds heavy.
I think these 2 rounds are very important for both boxers. And, you know, whoever wants it the most
free up your hand.
needs to really show it in these 2 rounds.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Guzman digs with a right hand to the body, then a left hand right on the belt line. Referee Robert Berg said it was okay.
He's putting all of his weight into those body shots, Guzman. Good idea against a tall, lanky fighter like that.
Punch, get out, punch, get out. Stop. 10 seconds.
You know, Guzman's experience is showing him really how to waste time in there and take advantage of the time he has.
There's good body shots by Guzman late in the round. Big scoring points.
2 more. See when you miss? He's there all the time, okay?
Okay.
You catch him when you don't load up, though.
Pull this.
You catch him, Guzman, you catch him when you don't load up. When you load up, he sees him coming, okay? You understand? When you load up, he sees the punches coming.
Sécale los guantes. Ahí está la toalla, mira. Ahí está la toalla. Sécale los guantes.
Look for the points, okay? Look for the points. Land and get out, okay? See, that body shot's there. Go underneath his hook. Left hook to the body, okay? And you're stepping off. As you're throwing that body.
Estos últimos 2 rounds.
As you're throwing that left hook to the body.
Hasta ahora va parejo, pero para ganar tiene que ganar los 2 rounds.
Guzman, make him miss and come back with the combinations.
And you're going to see the punch that. And we're going to see if it's low. Well, it was on the belt line a little bit low, but that really depends on, you know, what kind of jock you have. Well, so you have to make sure you have a good jock.
And usually if you can't see the fighter's belly button, and I guess you can kind of see Funega's, usually they'll call it fair if it's on the belt line, if the belt line is over the belly button.
I think it was a good no call.
I agree.
Well, those body shots, you know, Funeka, who averaged 75 punches thrown per round, that number is down here in this fight. You look at his jab totals, he's only at 17%. He was 27% in the last meeting. The movement of Guzman has really wreaked havoc on Ali Funeka.
Let's go.
And I think the heavy hands of Guzman, too.
Sure. Corner of Guzman urging him in between rounds that this is a close fight. Need these last 2. Good safe assumption.
Stop. Let him up, let him out. Come out. Let's go.
Funega's going to have to show some passion in this round and the next if he wants to get out of North America with a win finally. It's not always easy for a machine-type fighter like Funeka. Just very professional, goes about his business, throws punches, and doesn't fight with a lot of emotion. Difficult for that guy maybe to muster the passion he needs, but he's got to come up with something dramatic in the next 4.5 minutes of action.
Well, Funeka said he had a surprise first, but I'm yet to see the surprise.
Surprise is he might be losing the fight.
Guzman blocks that little flurry from Funeka very comfortably.
Get off his neck, get off his neck. Let's go.
Max, you know, kind of 2 minutes into this 11th round, that point that you kind of talked about, it's Funega's just kind of going about doing his thing, but, you know, more.
Yeah,
right.
Like I said, you know, whoever wants this the most needs to work.
Now, with that said, Guzman's doing nothing either in the round.
You know, this is not the time to really sit back and examine your work. You need to work last 6 minutes.
You know, I hate the idea that ring generalship has ever scored for anything. To me, it's who you rather be that round. You know, who's landing, who's doing more damage, you know? But if you want to make a case for ring generalship here,